Warning, this video may be disturbing for some audiences. Never marry a teacher, your life will be ruined. Welcome to r/confessions, where people confess their most disturbing secrets. My mom still doesn't understand why I have ran away so many times. I have ran away 3 times, 2015, 2014, and 2019. Every time I run away it's mostly because I'm living in a hoarder situation by people in denial. I love my mom dearly, but every day it's a constant fight about wanting to turn my TV off because her pets like it, turning my lights on because her pets don't like it. I'm not allowed to leave the home between 5 am 12 because she is at work 2 to 4, because that is when she naps, and anything past 6 is when she and my stepdad go to bed. She sleeps in the bed, he sleeps on the couch. So going to the living room is not an option to get a break from the animals and constant TV. I'm only allowed to use about 2.5 x 4 feet in my room. Even my bed is covered in both my stuff and hers, as she needs it for items for her pets. And there is nowhere else for me to put clothes and stuff. I'm not allowed to use my dresser, as that is where my TV is. The rest of my room is pretty much off limits. One wall is the laundry room, where nobody folds or puts away their clothes, and I get in trouble because they do not like the way I fold. And then next to my bed are the pet rats who I at one point loved, but now greatly resent. My curtains are ruined, my old nightstand, my closet, my floors all ruined because they chew everything they can, and what they cannot chew they pee on or throw rotting food at. Anytime I think that their rather short lives are about to end, she gets more ads. We currently have 14. Anytime I express any displeasure about my living situation, I'm constantly guilted because it is all we can afford at the moment. She refuses to accept that it is both her ads and the fault of my stepfather, who borrows money constantly. She spends on average between vet visits, food, treats, new cages because they are bored, and replacing items they ruin, comes out to about $7,000 a month. I wish I were exaggerating, but I'm not. My stepfather is the worst part. He is an alcoholic who can't drink due to legal trouble. He is a miserable, angry person. He has ruined most of my clothing by washing, drying, and ironing things that likely shouldn't be ironed. He cut the seams on a pleated skirt I have because he didn't like the wrinkles. He has tried to iron all the bras in the house because the lace looks clumpy. When he washes clothing, he does not check his clothing despite it being kept next to a litter box. Did you know cat litter can ruin a washing machine pretty damn fast? He refuses to pay anyone back or help replace items. He instead calls the item cheap and demands my mom or I buy a new one. He refuses to ever admit to fault of his own. I'm almost 19, stuck at home due to the pandemic, which my entire family denies is real, in a house I hate. I'm really tired of people telling me to quit vaping. Obviously I know it's bad for me. Obviously I know I'm addicted. But you shaming me for continuing to do it isn't gonna convince me to stop. It's such an uncomfortable conversation to have, and it's not going to change anything. I enjoy nicotine, and I don't plan on doing it forever, but where I'm right now it's great for my stress and my ADHD too. If you don't want me to do it around you, that's totally cool. I won't. But please, for the love of God, stop pestering me about it whenever I take a hit, because you think you can save me from it. You can't. I wish my boyfriend was a cuck. I grew up in a chaotic environment and my parents were both cheaters. For my whole young adulthood, I've convinced myself that monogamy is the way because it seemed like the safest option for my feelings. But something always felt off. It's taken me till now to admit that I don't want to be monogamous. I want my partner to want to share me, to get off on it. I don't know if this is a non-negotiable for me yet. Isn't it human nature to be dissatisfied? Is it worth trying to find a long-term partner who wants to share me? Are there good guys out there who want to marry a woman like me? I'm suicidal. Have been for months, but I've been trying to troop it out. God help and whatever have you. But god damn it, it gets harder every day. Thanksgiving is a bunch of bull, and seeing everyone happy makes me just so sad and hopeless. No one seems to give a shit, and I'm just so tired. Tired of proving myself and zipping up this shell of a person just to show face. I feel invalidated when I bring up my feelings. IDK if this is much of a confessions, but I feel like it is. Nobody knows It's a nasty secret and IDK. It'll help to get it off my chest. Thanks. I've lost all motivation to go to school during coronavirus. Anyone else feel the same? I'm not sure if the is the right place to put this, so sorry if it's not. I'm in my second last year of school, and before the virus I had no problem doing work, going in on time, or waking up in the morning. But since the lockdown has been going on and off, I feel like all my motivation has gone out the window, and now I struggle even to just wake up on time. I do worry about getting the virus from going into school, but I think there's more to it than that. It's like I go to bed saying to myself, okay, tomorrow I'll definitely be going in, but then I'll wake up and not leave the house until it's already too late to be going in. So I'm wondering, is anyone else feeling the same with any part of their life? And if so, what have you been doing to deal with it or get over it? Another veteran wishes to be dead. I don't know what's going on in my life anymore. I knew for sure that I would be one re-enlistment away from retirement and a pension right now, but instead I got injured and was medically discharged before I could even finish my CDC testing. Since then I've become a NAS Master Certified Technician. I have an associate's degree in occupational science and am in the process of purchasing my second home at 32. But I'm miserable. I started this account to explore a kink, and since then I've felt disgusted with myself. Not because of what I'm into, I don't think, but I think I have some unresolved trauma to deal with, but I don't know how. I've talked to shrinks since 07, and they only ever write a prescription and send you on your way. I have no direct urge to kill myself. I just wish not to be alive, and I don't have anyone to talk to, or I'm afraid to open up to the people I know. I don't know. Dear US education system, fuck you. If you marry a teacher, you'll always be second to children you don't even know. Your own children will be second to other children they don't know. Your spouse will see themselves as second to everyone and everything else. And for what? A teacher is lucky if they squeak out $35k a year in a higher cost of living area. To anyone who's a teacher and married or in a serious relationship, I salute you. There is absolutely zero motivation to do what you do other than raise kids whose own parents refuse to raise them. And to the US education system, fuck you. You stole my wife and my money through property taxes. I guess that makes me your cuck. And most of all, you stole my wife's health, her self-confidence, her self-identify, her self-worth, and her bright future. And to the professors who taught my wife in college, fuck you too. Our student loan debt pays for you to lie about the realities of teaching in this era, and we are still getting fucked in the ass for that. I texted my ex. I couldn't get him out of my head for my entire 4-year relationship with my other ex. He was amazing. I was super bratty, jealous, immature. I asked for a break and expected to pick things back up a week later like nothing happened, and he put his foot down, said no, and that was it. We were done. I was devastated. It was the most serious relationship I had ever had before my most recent ex. I texted him almost 5 years later today and told him I was sorry for being the way that I was, that he was amazing, and that he didn't deserve to be treated poorly. I told him that I hoped he was happy and doing well, despite how horrible 2020 has been. I told him I didn't expect a reply at all. He responded back pretty quickly and told me that he was sorry as well and that he should have paid more attention to me and he wasn't all that great. Broke my damn heart when he said that. We've been talking all day, catching up. We pretty much just fell into such a comfortable place, talking like we used to, and it's so insanely heartwarming. So far I'm glad I finally texted him. I'm pretty sure I still love him, and I'm okay with just staying friends, because he was literally my best friend for so long. I'm happy. I already had COVID and all these contradictory guidelines are starting to get on my nerves. This isn't a COVID denial post. In fact, as the title said, I've already had COVID. When this all started I was taking it seriously and following every word of the CDC as gospel basically, like many people, but now things are starting to get ridiculous when it comes to what is and isn't considered okay. People who were once entirely on board are starting to become tired of it all. I now follow these foolish rules simply because I have to and to stop people from whining. I can't visit my dying father in the hospital or hold a normal funeral for him, but people can protest racial injustice or celebrate their candidate winning in the streets in close proximity with no mask. CDC and who claim you still need to social distance, that mask wearing alone isn't enough, and that the mask isn't to protect you, but to protect other people. Yet when these people are flocked in the streets, the go-to excuse is at least most of them were wearing masks. Completely contradicts everything they claim any other time. Most isn't good enough. They shouldn't be doing these things at all, yet excuses are made for them constantly. One candidate's rallies is considered dangerous, while the others are considered safe, despite people not distancing and many not wearing masks at both. That COVID won't attack you if you're out for a progressive cause. The doctors telling us to wear masks are often seen in many situations not following their own rules, and the politicians telling you you're not allowed to travel to visit your family can be seen traveling to go see things. Looking at you, Prime Minister. They flip-flopped on the effectiveness of masks and other stuff, so many times it's hard to keep track. Then you have crazy CDC recommendations like glory hole sex. Many forgive this as them learning new things, but then they go and break their own rules again. Rules for thee, but not for me. On top of that, they haven't been entirely truthful or transparent with death tolls in the past, even if it was corrected later. You're not even allowed to be regular sick anymore. Everything is considered a covered symptom, and if you as much as have a seasonal allergy you can be put out of work for weeks without pay, or only a small percentage of it. Even in my country, where we have free healthcare, people are now terrified to get as much as a cold. You're not allowed to see friends or family in their home, but you're allowed to go to a shopping complex with thousands of people to go buy non-essential goods. Even the police are getting even more authoritarian. Our local law enforcement are now threatening people with huge fines for not wearing masks on their own property. You step out onto your porch to check the mail without a mask? Fines. Next thing you know it, we'll be moving towards forced recovery camps. This is a very slippery slope, and before you know it your actual rights will be infringed upon. If you think my government wouldn't do that to me, you've already lost. Small businesses won't be able to afford to reopen after second and third shutdowns, many not being able to after the first. But multi-billion-dollar corporations who will get bailouts are fine to operate, even if they are not essential. If you complain about or highlight any of this, you'll be called selfish, censored, silenced, and told you don't care about human lives. We have never experienced anything like this before, so with having so many contradictory regulations, it's only natural to start to get fatigued with all of this **T. Being concerned with government overreach is completely valid. I have an obsession with an online friend, and I cry about them. I met this person at the beginning of 2019 after graduation. I was dealing with a lot. I was stuck at home for a while, so I would stay up to talk to him. Since he worked late, I would watch him play games and we would joke about each other. I remember one time we screen shared, and he pulled up a map and asked me where I lived. I nervously said I don't know. If I wanna say, he told me it's alright, no one else is here. So I told him, and he replied, dude, no way, I live in the same state as you. From this point forward I had feelings for him, even though I'm also a dude. I still don't know if I like him in a gay way or not. A couple months later he invited me to play paintball with him. I couldn't go because I just had gotten a driver's permit. I honestly broke my heart. It was the last chance I had to meet him. He was moving back to his dad's house in another state 12 hours away in October. Most nights in bed I say his name out loud to help me go to sleep. I have had lots of fantasies about him going down on me, showering with him, and hugging him. I cry about him sometimes. He's so nice and funny. For a while I was only happy when I would talk to him in text or call. Now I have a license, but it's too late now. He might be coming back for Christmas break, but maybe not. I just love him so much. I have no one in the real world outside of my family, but it feels like he is my only friend. It hurts to say it, but it's true. I have nobody but him. I'm very socially awkward, but he understands that. I also helped him come out. He would always say excessive homophobic stuff. I told him, have you ever thought maybe gay people make you uncomfortable because you know you are deep down? He came out as bi a couple weeks ago, and I'm happy for him. I love him so much. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing as it would really help build this community. Thank you. Have an amazing day.